Hi, I'm Judy. Today I've got 5 tips to keep your hips very happy. And I also will be linking up at the end of this video a short yin yoga practice to keep your hips even more happy. So one of the first tips I have for you is that when you're in stretches, instead of counting seconds, try counting your breaths. And it normally takes about 15 breaths, depending on how quickly and how deeply you're breathing, to get to 90 seconds. And we really need to get to 90 seconds in our yin yoga holds and in stretching in general to get the benefits out of them. So give that a try. Make sure you're slowing your breaths down, taking nice deep breaths, and just go ahead and count them when you're in a pose. Now my second tip is very simple, and you've probably already heard this, but it's true and it works. Set a timer. Get up and walk around every single hour. Now I don't set a timer, but what I do is I drink tea a lot. And so while my tea is steeping, I will pace around, which kind of drives my husband nuts. And at first it kind of drove my fur kids nuts as well. But it's really become a habit for me. And it works. You'd be surprised how many steps you can get in throughout your day. That's not the aim of what we're doing here, obviously. But it's just we sit, our hip flexors get really tight, that tightens up our hips. It's kind of a vicious cycle. So getting up, moving, it's just good for your body. My third tip is to try going to a chiropractor if you haven't been to one already. Before pre-COVID, I liked to go every other month just for maintenance. My hips often got out of alignment. Now, I will admit I haven't been to the chiropractor in a while. So if you do see a chiropractor, it's not just for injuries. It is for maintenance. It's for prehab. So I really encourage you to see one on a fairly regular basis. Tip number 4 is to foam roll. And I should have grabbed my foam roller, but I didn't. I think I have one foam rolling video on here, and it's not the greatest quality. Maybe next week I'll do some more foam rolling videos. But foam rolling your lower legs and actually starting with your calves and your quads and then your hamstrings and a little bit on your glutes. Doing it every day, it doesn't take that long, and I'm telling you, it can really make a difference in how you feel. That is one of the first things I do when I get up, actually. I get up, I do some foam rolling, and it depends on how my body feels that morning or what I've done the day before or what I plan to do that particular day, how much I actually do with the foam rolling, but I do it almost every single morning with very few exceptions, and it really, really helps. Doesn't take very long, maybe 10-15 minutes tops. And my last one is you can take this with a grain of salt. I am not a doctor. If a doctor has told you not to walk around barefoot in your house, don't do it. But in my particular opinion, we're not meant to have, and actually in some doctors' opinions, but not all, we're not meant to squeeze our feet into shoes all day long. It squishes our toes together. It makes our feet really, really lazy. It's really at the bottom of a lot of typical annoying injuries that take a long time to go away, like plantar fasciitis or Achilles tendonitis, all those itises, which means inflammation. And there are some benefits from walking around barefoot. It helps you with your balance. It helps you with proprioception, which is a fancy word that simply means being aware of where your body is in time and space, and can also be considered your mind-body connection. And lastly, it helps you have better foot mechanics, And that can go all the way up the chain, so it can help you with better knee mechanics, it can help you with better hip mechanics. I really personally suggest that you try some barefoot walking. Another couple of bonus tips. I like the Happy Feet socks, which I'll try to remember to link up underneath here. They spread your toes out. So I will, in the evening, sometimes I'll put those on. I try to do it more often than not, but sometimes I don't do it. And what's my last bonus tip for you? Oh, yeah. Um, if you're not comfortable walking around barefoot, I don't really suggest that you wear flip-flops. There's no support. Most people agree that flip-flops are really not all that great for your feet. But there are a lot of sandals like Ufus, which I personally like and wear a lot, where it's just the right footbed for your feet to have a more natural gait. Oh yeah, and the very last tip I want to give you, if you're a runner or if you're not a runner, I still recommend the book Born to Run by Chris McDougall. I believe that's the author. It's a very interesting book. It started the whole barefoot running craze. I don't particularly suggest that you run barefoot, although running on a soft surface barefoot a little bit, a couple times a week, is actually pretty good for you, and I've done that. It's been a while since I've done it, but I have done it in the past. And once again, remember, I am not a podiatrist, I am not an orthopedist, I am not any kind of physical trainer. So, listen to your medical professionals, listen to your body. Thanks so much for joining me today. I hope that I gave you a couple of tips that are going to be really helpful for your hip.